The weekly Charlie Hebdo has spent the last 20 years lampooning public figures in France and in Europe. But it has also been criticized for attacks on organized religion. Here's a report.
For more than 20 years, Charlie Hebdo has shocked and amused people every week, courting controversy with satirical pieces on religion, politics and public affairs. It uses a combination of cartoons and articles to put across its message of freedom of speech and opposition to censorship, often with unflattering caricatures of politicians and other public officials. But in recent years, it's been regularly criticized over its depiction of Islam. In 2011, it renamed itself Charlie Hebdo for one edition with a cartoon relating to the Prophet Muhammad. Its offices were firebombed after the publication. At the time, the editorial team expressed their determination to carry on. Less than 12 months later, the editor, Stéphane Charbonnier, spoke to Al Jazeera about what motivated him and his colleagues.
It's been 20 years that we have quote-unquote been provocative on many different subjects. It just so happens that every time we deal with radical Islam, we have a problem and we get indignant or violent reactions.
It's now been confirmed that Stéphane Charbonnier was one of the editorial team who died in this attack. The threat of violence against Charlie Hebdo had prompted the police to provide security for some members of staff, something the French president mentioned when he visited the scene of the crime.
There can be no doubt that this was a terrorist attack on a newspaper that had been threatened several times and which was protected because of that.
In one of his last cartoons, Stéphane Charbonnier talked about the lack of attacks in France so far. But now he and many of his colleagues are dead.